Cheyenne's door.
Come in, Dakota.
Oh, Cheyenne, I am so sorry about Peter.
Thank you. It seems so unreal. I just can't believe it.
It's not even 24 hours.
You know, I was so surprised when the ambulance showed up at your place. You know, I almost came over, but when I saw you outside, I knew you were okay. I thought it must be your mother since she visits you on Tuesday afternoons.
My mother canceled her visit yesterday morning. She had a headache.
I see. Too bad you didn't have the headache.
Oh, Cheyenne, I'm sorry
By
about...
the way, Dakota, why was Peter at your place? Did he drop by for a couple of eggs? Or perhaps a cup of sugar?
Oh, Cheyenne, what can I say?
When the police came by to tell me they think my Peter is dead in your place, and they need me to identify his body, I'm in total shock. I tell them it can't be Peter, he's at work. But they insisted, and they had his wallet. They told me the next of kin had to officially identify the body, and I'm the next of kin. You must have seen me standing on the lawn. Why didn't you come and tell me then?
I wanted to. I should have, but I was so upset and confused. I got in the car and I drove to my mother's. I just couldn't face you.
I imagine your news didn't do much for your mother's headache.
After I told her what happened, she said, "Now I have a migraine." And she went back to bed and she wouldn't even talk to me. Oh, Cheyenne, I am
Yes,
so...
I know. You are so sorry. Then when I came over, it was indeed Peter, dead, naked, and in your bed. I asked the coroner why he took his clothes off, and he told me with a smirk. That's how we found him.
Oh, Cheyenne, I'm so
Will you
sorry.
stop with the sorry? Oh, I was standing there. Two thoughts came to my mind about his very sudden death.
What were they?
Since he was naked, one thought was that he had an attack of malaria. He had this horrendous hot flash and took all of his clothes, and just that quickly he had a cold flash and jumped into your bed, pulled the covers up to stay warm, and then died. What do you think, Dakota? Was it malaria?
No, it wasn't malaria.
I didn't think so. So that brings me to my second thought. I found a clue on the floor next to the bed.
Oh?
Do you remember about, 3 months ago we were shopping at Victoria's Secret? You got all excited about this yellow nightie. And I told you, it's not a good color for you, but you insisted. I even told you, my Peter loves yellow nighties, but does your husband? You smiled at me and said, time to find out. I guess I should have asked which husband you were referring to. Do you remember our conversation?
I think so.
You think so? I'm going to suggest you remember it very well, because that yellow nightie was what I found on the floor next to the bed.
Oh, no. I'm sorry,
Stop
Cheyenne.
being sorry, Dakota. The autopsy will tell us what happened. I'm not working with the FBI. However, it is quite obvious what was going on with you two, but I'd like to hear from you.
Well, it was just one of those things, but Cheyenne, it didn't mean anything. I didn't mean that, well, not exactly, but, oh, Cheyenne, I'm so sorry.
Of course you are. Now tell me, how long has this been going on?
Oh, not long, and not too often. Well, about 6 months, but Cheyenne, infrequently.
I see. How infrequently?
About twice a week.
I see. Well, he didn't seem to lose interest in me, so between the two of us, he was quite busy.
Really? Well, he told me that the two of you were not... forget I said that. It doesn't matter now.
So he told you how deprived he was at home?
Are you mad?
Overjoyed I'm not, but we adjust. You know, I'm sure you helped him get undressed for your mutual pleasure, but would it have been so difficult to get him dressed before the coroner showed up?
I was so upset, it never crossed my mind.
You know, we are on first-name basis with the coroner and his very gossipy wife. I mean, we see Herb and that bitch, Blanche, all around town at social events. When I first arrived, as I told you, to confirm it was Peter, Herb had this smirk on his face. Now, how long do you think it took him to tell his wife?
Probably the first thing he did when he left my house.
And by now, you and I are the joke of the town. As a matter of fact, I'm sure that Herb and Blanche will be at the viewing. I'm sure that bitch will be looking so sad, perhaps with tears in her eyes, telling me how sorry she is about Peter. And then when they get in the car, I'm sure that they are going to be laughing hysterically.
I'm so sorry. What have I done?
You've created a mess. Be prepared to deal with it. It's going to get ugly.
Well, what should I do?
At this point, spend most of your time at home, at least until some of this blows over.
This is just terrible.
By the way, just as a point of information, what were Peter's last words? I'm coming.
Those were not exactly his last words. Just after we finished, we were looking at each other and smiling, and then he got this strange look on his face and grabbed his chest and said, "Cheyenne's gonna kill me." Then he died.
Nice to know he was thinking of me in the end.
Oh, Cheyenne, I must say you're being very calm about this. I don't know how I would handle it if it were to happen to me.
Dakota, while you were carrying on with my Peter these last 6 months, I've been enjoying your Johnny the last 3 months. And your Johnny is very much alive.